Have you ever thought to yourself that maybe you feel tired or restless or even depressed for that matter? Not because of some magical force going on inside your head or your body or some chemical imbalance or some genetic predisposition, but rather perhaps you are not doing what you know you should be doing. And this may be genuinely one of my more controversial philosophies about life, but I have always looked at hardship and, in particular, feelings of depression or of being anxious. Like, I don't believe that I had anxiety. I just believe that to some extent, the inputs and the variables and the internal and external factors in my life at the time were making me feel, again, feel the feeling of being anxious. And in fact, I'm anxious all the fucking time as a business owner, just as a man in general. I am anxious about a lot of things. I'm anxious about all of the things that I have to get done in a given day, about, continuing to press the limits and the boundaries of my life. And my approach to dealing with these feelings oftentimes is truly just, in my opinion, a logical approach. I refuse to take an emotional approach to these kinds of, again, feeling emotional issues that I might encounter in my life. I think so many people, like, you're like, man, I'm depressed and that's why I can't do XYZ, or I'm sad and that's why I can't do XYZ. In reality, you probably can do all of the things that you are telling yourself you can't do because of this thing. And if you were to actually go out and do those things, I would argue that if you do that consistently for a long enough time horizon, those feelings that you have of feeling depressed or anxious or whatever it is will slowly begin to dissipate, or at least you'll feel like you have some level of control over them rather than them having control over you. And I also think when either I wake up feeling like shit, or I'm unable to focus, or I show up to the gym and I can't push the weight that I'm used to pushing, and my body feels just all kinds of bent out of shape, I don't think to myself, wow, there is some magical force enacting its will upon me that is stopping me from doing those things. I think to myself, okay, I am 100% accountable for the situation that I have found myself in and for my lack of ability to execute in this moment because I did not prepare for the moment as well as I should have, nor did I fuel my mind and fuel my body with the right substances and resources and thoughts to show up and give it my all and to execute at a standard that I prefer to hold in my life. And so I might say, well, yeah, no kidding. I feel weak because I ate like shit yesterday, or I missed a meal and I'm feeling a little bit weak, or I didn't drink enough water and I feel really dehydrated on this run. Again, it's a very logical way of thinking about the problem at hand. And I deal with these more emotional type struggles, these mental internal struggles, the same way. I think to myself, what am I not doing that my brain is trying to tell me I should be doing or I should have done in order to prepare myself for this moment? If you're feeling depressed, I mean, look around you. What kind of people are you spending time with? What kind of content are you consuming? Is it all just bullshit on TikTok and Instagram? Girls shaking their ass, or, guys playing video games or doing stupid degenerate shit? Are your friends talking about just, again, the same stuff, degenerate shit? Are you consuming the right content? Are you reading personal development books? Are you reading books about business? Are you feeding your mind the right materials and framing yourself up to think in a frame that is in line with where it is that you want to go in life, who it is that you're trying to become in order to become worthy of that which you want in life? I think to myself, well, have I been eating healthy? That plays a massive role in just the way your brain is wired, the way your brain works. You're not meant to be consuming this fucking garbage that's on the shelves at Walmart every day. You're not. You should be eating, in my opinion, an animal-based, high-protein diet. Mix in some fruits and some occasional vegetables if you really want to. You should be physically active. Our bodies are literally designed by God to move. Even if you don't believe in God, for that matter. You could not argue against the fact that our bodies are literally built to move. We have joints, the way our muscle fibers are constructed, our bone structure. Our bodies are meant to move. So if you're living a completely stagnant life and then wondering wow, I feel like shit, well, you're not doing what you are meant to be doing. So ensuring that, again, going back, your nutrition is on point. You're feeding your body the right fuel. You are taking care of yourself physically. You have some kind of a fitness routine to get your mind and your body and your overall health in the right place. And then you're consuming the right content. You're putting yourself in the right headspace and thinking about the right things and learning about the right things that are constructive on the path that you want to go down. And time again, guys are finding themselves in these situations where they're like, I feel like shit, or I feel depressed, or I don't even want to get out of bed. Man, I've fucking been there. I've been there. I have had spans of my life in the past where I had a hard time getting out of bed, but not once did I sit there and sulk and, oh, woe is me, and complain to myself about the fact that I couldn't get out of bed because there was some unbeknownst force working itself on me, like depression, anxiety, all that bullshit. Instead, I said to myself, well, you aren't where you want to be in life, and you're not doing the things that you know are going to drive you in that direction. So then all you do is you take the overarching problem of feeling like shit and you start slowly reverse engineering it and breaking it down from a logical standpoint. And what I did in particular when I had times like that in the past is I would reverse engineer it all the way down to, what should I be doing today? And if I didn't know what I should be doing, then the answer was spending my time finding out what people were already doing to achieve the life that I wanted. And I started just consuming this positive content that helped me to paint the narrative and illuminate the path as I went on the journey to where I wanted to be and who I wanted to become. And really just to wrap this all up, I just want to tell you guys, if you do not feel good about who you are or about where you are in life, or maybe you're in some shithole apartment, or you're living with your parents, or you are surrounded by people that you don't like, whatever your situation is, no matter how fucked up it is, I promise you there is a way out. You just have to start asking yourself the right questions. You just have to start asking yourself the right questions. And those questions are not, why do I feel this way? It is, what am I not doing that is making me feel this way, that is making me feel inferior or like I'm not putting in the work or lazy or like a bum. And simultaneously looking at potentially for some of you, including myself at certain times of my life, like some of those darker days, is sometimes you got to assess the things that you are doing that are acting against what it is that you want to become. Like, for instance, drugs, alcohol, just those kinds of activities, whatever it is for you. I think we all have vices. And to this day, I've just cracked a Red Bull and I go through nicotine pouches like there's no tomorrow. But regardless, like there are some much more detrimental like substances and things that you might be using that you got to cut out. And for a lot of you, those substances actually start, like the addiction to those substances or the utilization of them as a crutch in life starts from finding yourself in a place where your reality is painful. Your reality is suffering. It is knowing that you are not who you want to be, nor are you currently on a trajectory to becoming who you want to be. And so you use substances like that to numb yourself from that pain, to escape that pain and the reality of the fact that, again, you are not who you want to be, rather than removing those substances, removing those negative things from your life, the negative people, the substances, all this different stuff, removing it from your life and then sitting with yourself and saying, what are the things that I want to achieve with my life? How can I possibly achieve them? What is the knowledge that I need to acquire in order to help myself along the way, or to expedite that journey, or to at least get a sense of direction at the start? And then what are the actual literal daily tasks, steps, etc. that I need to be doing in order to feel that I am in line with my purpose and that I am actually putting in the work to become who I want to be and to live a life by my own design. That's my harsh take on things like depression, anxiety, all that different shit. And I hope this video is of value to at least one of you. I know that time and time again, I've had to remind myself of the exact narrative that I just gave to you on this video. And my refusal of the path of victimhood is exactly what has enabled me at 26 years old to reach the level of success that I have reached today, and what will enable me to continue to ambitiously push the limits and to continue to grow my companies, build myself up into the man that I want to become, hopefully start a family one day, create this kind of content. Every realm and capacity of my life has been enabled by 100% accountability for everything that happens in my life. Period. End of story. And I made that decision a long time ago. And I will never look back. If any of you guys are struggling, you can always reach out to me. I'm here to give you that kick on the ass that I know sometimes guys need from other men. And just know that regardless of what you may be going through, regardless of how shitty you may feel, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to be willing, in some cases, to pull your head out of your own ass to see it, or to at least find out what direction it is and choose a path. Gentlemen, I appreciate you tuning into this video. Stay honorable, and God bless.